Hey, this is Jess.
And Mel.
And I'm pretty sure that it's about to end, isn't it?
I finished reading today.
Oh, we have arrived at the end of The Cursed Child.
It is pretty exciting.
It has taken forever. That's because we have been so bad at it. But also, it feels like it's been an eternity because it's The Cursed Child.
It is a curse onto all of us.
I read it in like 2 hours less when I first got the book.
Yeah, I could probably have done that if I'd sat down, read it in one go.
Would it have been better in one go?
Probably, because it would have been like ripping off a Band-Aid. Just get it out of the way.
A slow drag. Alright, excellent. Well then let's jump right into it. Let's talk about how this ends. I'm sure it can only get better.
Oh!
Oh.
That was bad. 2 seconds.
That was the sound of her expectations falling from rock bottom to somehow lower. There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
My headset just slid straight off my head.
Smooth.
It was amazing.
I believe. You are very talented.
But, so, we are up to Act 4. So, sorry, I gave my book to the wrong place. Act 4, scene, I want to say 8. 2 seconds. Where is it? I need to mark the pages. Yes, so we finished last time. I overread by accident, and we had the adults travel back in time, and that was the last thing we saw was the world whirring around them. Now we arrive back in time, and Scorpius and Albus immediately jump upon their parents with joy, being like, "Oh, you found us!" And they're all like, "Yay, we did!"
Like Dora the Explorer style.
Yeah. Draco and Scorpius don't really hug. They do a half awkward hug after Draco gives permission. He's like, "We can hug too if you like." That was so awkward. So the reunion is very short. They get over it pretty quick and go, "Right, let's save the world." From Delphi. Emo bird.
Yeah, it's accurate.
Isn't that? Is the emo bird?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, they decide, that they need to slide on her. How did my headset keep falling off? I think my hair's too smooth and silky. 2 seconds.
Just in, ladies and gentlemen, Mel's hair is too silky smooth, and that's causing headset troubles.
Yeah. You need terrible hair like Jess to wear a headset, right?
Oh, rude girl. Rude.
Oh,
rude. My hair
so
is
rude.
lovely.
It is.
Thank you.
Decide.
Thank you.
So, not caring, let's get through this. Let's finish this. And that's what I was like today. I was like, I'm just going to finish it. I was lying in bed. I'm like, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to read it. I'm going to pause Sons of Anarchy and just read Cursed Child.
And you did it.
And I did. So they go to St. Jerome's church so they can watch for Delphi. Harry and Ginny have an awesome, coupley moment talking about their child and about how they ended up together and how nice it was. And then some really poor dialogue because I had to reread it because I'll read it to you and then you can decide what I thought they were saying.
Okay.
Ginny, and the only spell Voldemort couldn't understand, love. Harry, I do love him, specifically Ginny.
What?
Yeah, it sounds like he's saying he loves Voldemort, doesn't it?
No, it was just the way that you ended it, saying Ginny. I was like...
Sorry, that's Harry saying
No, and I
Ginny.
know, I know it was, but I had a brief moment of going, is she just saying her own name for fun? Sometimes I do that, but
No, so sorry.
I totally got it after 2 seconds, but I was like, what?
Let me do it with voices, and you can work out who's
No,
who.
thank you. We're good.
And the only spell Voldemort couldn't understand.
Oh, Jesus.
Love. I do love him, specifically Ginny.
Specifically, that's just not the right word. Whatever. They're the worst.
I had to reread it because I thought he's saying he loved Voldemort. I'm like, whoa, let's back up for a moment here.
There's a plot twist.
Plot twist.
After all this time, Harry's like, I wish I had said yes when I was in my first year. I wish I had been like, yes, I will join you, Voldemort. Together we shall go on another holy crusade. Fuck the Muggles.
I worry about you.
I'm just imagining little Harry and doing that, and Voldemort being like, "What? Ew."
Wait, what? This is not how it's meant to work.
Oh, I'm uncomfortable right now. Kid, didn't anyone teach you that blood purity is shit?
Anyway, so where was I? Yeah, so Harry loves Voldemort, and then they realise, well, why did Delphi come back to this specific time, and why hasn't she done anything yet? You know, Harry's a year and 3 months old, and why didn't she kill him during that year and 3 months? Why wait for the night that Voldemort actually turned up? And then they realise that it's better than killing Harry Potter is having Voldemort do nothing at all. So Delphi is here to meet Voldemort and convince him not to touch Harry. Dun dun dun!
How would that conversation go down? How would you approach that conversation? Do you think she's just sitting somewhere?
Well, we see how she approaches it.
Yeah.
In 2 scenes time.
But don't you think that, what was she doing at that time when they're all just speculating? Do you think she's sitting somewhere going, okay, this is how I'm going to do it. Father. Wait, no, too informal. Your Majesty? She's just sitting there practicing in front of a mirror.
She's been practicing all her life for this moment, let's be real.
That makes me uncomfortable for her, because if it goes badly, then that's going to have a real big impact on her, almost as big as her childhood.
Yeah. But, I'm going to go so far as to say that, she's, ever since she found out that she was Voldemort's daughter, she has practiced for the moment that she may get to meet her father and be like, Father, it is I, your child. And Voldemort's like, I have no child. She goes, but you do, Father. It is I.
And he's like, bullshit. Is your name Tiffany? Because that's the name I always wanted to pick. And then she'll be like, no, and he'll be like, you're not my child. Fuck you.
Tiffany? Really?
I don't know. I just couldn't think of another name quickly.
Maybe Susie? Little Susie?
He doesn't seem like the type to have a Susie.
What about Brittany?
No, it'd
Rich white girl name.
Yeah, but it'd have to be something a little bit like a baby bat goth.
Wait, a goth name?
Like a baby bat goth name, so something.
Oh, baby bat. Yeah.
Or something to do with green and snakes. Hiss, hiss.
Emerald Viper?
Oh, I hate it so much, but it sounds more convincing than Delphi.
Yeah, Delphi is a bit...
All I think of is dolphins.
All I think of ancient Greece.
And I'm aware of that connection, but all I think of is dolphins.
Delphi the dolphin?
Yeah, Delphi the dolphin.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
Dolphins are more believable than an augury.
So, point is, Voldemort and the mother, who will be surprise revealed later, were really bad at choosing names.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then they all convene, the good guys, to discuss their new plan. And, of course, Ron is a dumb fuck in this. So they figure out that she'll be looking out for Voldemort to rival. And they decide that they should transfigure one of them into Voldemort as a decoy. And, of course, it has to be Harry. But, of course, Ron has to have his dumb shit moment because they are so bad at writing Ron, and he goes, I would like to. I think I should be him. I mean, it won't be exactly nice to be Voldemort, but without wishing to blow my own trumpet, I'm probably the most chilled out of all of us, and so maybe transfiguring into him, into the Dark Lord. What just happened?
I had water.
It sounded like you dropped water.
Choked and died.
Anyway, so maybe transfiguring into him, into the Dark Lord, will do less damage to me than any of you more intense people. And then, of course, Draco's like, I'd also like to volunteer. I think being Voldemort requires precision. No offense, Ron. And knowledge of the dark arts. And then Hermione's like, but I want to volunteer. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake. We all know it's going to be Harry. Everybody knew it was going to be Harry. You all really have to go through this.
Harry's just like, I'm the one that's carrying the trauma. I can do it better than any of you. I can do it in my sleep. Cue like a little talent contest where everyone has to perform their best Voldemort act.
Yeah. In the end, after a bit of protesting and plan setting, they decide to transfigure Harry into Voldemort.
Go, Harry, go. I'm surprised Hermione isn't just carrying around Polyjuice Potion and samples of hair. She was always a bit happy trigger with that.
Yeah, but they didn't have Voldemort DNA.
I wouldn't put it past her to, like, pluck some hairs off after the battle.
just a minute, Harry, before we get rid of his body,
Yoink.
I might need this.
Yoink.
Yoink. But he doesn't have hair on his head, so where did it come from?
Arms.
Did he have other hair? It looked pretty silky smooth.
Look, I don't want to think about where he may or may not have had body hair, so let's move swiftly onwards.
Well, he was a Ken doll, so I don't think he had pubes.
Oh, shuddering.
So there's a short scene with everybody that's not Harry having... Oh, no, Harry is there, sorry. No, he isn't. Well, he is in the scene, but there's like a short moment between the other characters, and they're all just chatting away saying, we need to trust Harry. It's going to be okay. And they see her coming, so they all go and hide. And I thought you would enjoy this, because you liked Hermione, don't you? Draco. Hermione Granger. I'm being bossed around by Hermione Granger. She turns towards him and he smiles. And I'm mildly enjoying it. I'm like, is it a kink? Are you being kinky? Do you like being bossed around by Muggleborns? Is that the truth, Draco? Is that what you've been hiding?
This was the moment I've been waiting for ever since I started reading Harry Potter. And I know that it's an awful relationship because Draco is a douchebag and a bully, but I don't care. It satisfied the Hermione shipper in me.
I just thought, you kinky arsehole.
I am ready for Hermione to leave Ron and get with Draco.
Nah.
Yes. Yes.
No.
Absolutely.
Oh god, it's so bad.
I prefer Hermione with Draco to Hermione with Ron.
Anyway, so Harry, masquerading as Voldemort, re-enters the church with Delphi behind him, and he's like, who's following me? She's like, it is I, Lord Voldemort. He's like, I don't know who you are, leave. And she's like, but I'm your daughter. And Voldemort's like, if you were my daughter, I'd know you. So Delphi then tells this tale. She's like, I am from the future, the child of Bellatrix Lestrange and you. I was born in Malfoy Manor before the Battle of Hogwarts, a battle you are going to lose. I've come to save you. First question. Ew. Why?
Yep.
Second question. Surely Draco would have known she existed all this time, since his aunt would have been pregnant and they were all living in Malfoy Manor. Continuity error. Like, you can't conceal a pregnancy, especially not in those tight clothes.
You can conceal a pregnancy.
In those tight clothes?
Well,
she wore a corset.
In the movies.
Good point, but still,
So
I'm like...
in the books, think about it, in the books, easy to conceal. And Draco might not... He would have been... It depends on when she had the baby.
Before the Battle of Hogwarts.
Yeah, I know, and so there's a big... Someone worked out the exact, like, time frames. So the very earliest to the very latest she could have had her. and there was time for it to be hidden. And if you think about it, like, all manner of concealment shit could have been cast.
Yeah.
Like, in the movie...
Anyways. I actually don't care. I'm just focusing on the fact that it's Bellatrix, and I think I guessed that. I think you said, well, who would the mother be? And I said, like, Bellatrix, and I went, Narcissa, maybe? Bellatrix, Narcissa?
Yeah, no, not Narcissa. I think she'd outright off herself.
Yeah, she'd be like, nope.
Like, I can't imagine Bellatrix being a good, doting, pregnant woman. I can't imagine her enjoying it.
No, but it was the Dark Lord's baby, so that would have cancelled out the fact that she hated being pregnant.
True.
And then Rodolphus Lestrange, when he came back from Azkaban, went and found Delphi and told her who she was and the prophecy that she needed to fulfill. And I'm just like, wow, Rodolphus, you are such a doormat.
Yeah. That's a weird thing to do. To be
But,
like, hey babes, you should bang the Dark Lord and carry his child and stuff. How cool would that be?
Maybe they had a threesome.
Oh, gross. I just want to know what the conversation was. I want to see the board meeting of Rodolphus Lestrange pitching it to Voldemort, going, hey, I've had an idea, Mr. Boss, Voldemort, sir. You should knock up my wife. And Voldemort was just like, what the f*** is wrong with you?
See, no, I think Bellatrix sort of suggested it because Rodolphus is a doormat.
No, I think Bellatrix would have been like, bang me, your great lordiness. And Rodolphus
Your
would have
great
been like,
banginess.
and Rodolphus would have been like, and there are these benefits to doing it.
Here is a chart I made.
A pie chart. He's printed out copies and he gives one to everyone. Bellatrix is just beaming. Voldemort feels a bit backed into a corner and he's like, I have to give in somewhere, so this might as well be it.
Yep, yeah. Or maybe there was a sperm bank.
Yeah.
Maybe it was artificial insemination.
We're gonna hope and pray.
Anyway, so Voldy Harry. Boulder Harry?
Mm-hmm.
Let's call him Boulder Harry.
Harry Mort.
Harry Mort. That works too. Harry Mort is like, okay, you kind of look like Bellatrix, I guess, but you need to prove to me that you're my daughter. So she speaks Parseltongue, and then she's like, I am the augury to your Dark Lord, and I am ready to give you all that I have to serve you. And she's like flying in the air, and Harry Mort is like, you learnt flight from me? And she's like, I have followed in the path you've set. And Harry Mort is all like, oh, no matter which or wizard who's attempted to be my equal. And then she's like, oh no, I could never be worthy of you, but I devote my life as your child to be a child you are proud of. And
if I was Harry Mort, I would have been like, get your cocky little ass down here.
Harry Mort is like, together we could wield great power. Come into the light so I may examine you. And Delphi just keeps talking. It's like, your mission to kill Harry Potter is a mistake. He will destroy you. And Harry Mort starts turning back into normal Harry. So he's like, Harry, he's a baby. Come here. And then Delphi's like explaining it. She's like just giving out spoilers.
Yeah, whatever.
Like, she's the kind of person you hate because she just spoils everything.
Yeah, she is the worst.
But yeah, so Harry is slowly turning back into Harry, while Delphi realizes, and they got Harry so wrong here, they both cast Incendio. Do you know what Harry should have cast?
Expelliarmus.
Friggin' Expelliarmus. Like, come on, signature move here.
A signature move.
Like, stick to it.
Rude.
And Delphi locks all the doors from the inside, so Harry's friends can't help them. And so they have a bit of a duel, and Albus turns up and unlocks the doors because he's awesome. And this is actually where I finally thought these guys could have done really good writing, because as the doors open, Harry's like, I've never fought alone, you see, and I never will. and then all the friends come out and all start casting spells, and I'm like, see, this is where it could have been good. If you had a good story and had written well the whole time, I could have cried in this moment as they all unite to be heroes.
Exactly.
It's like the first Avengers movie where they all are back-to-back in that, where they've all united in the city and they're all back-to-back in that moment. The camera spins around them.
Yeah,
that moment.
That was a beautiful moment.
And it's just like, oh my god, I know it's an action movie, but I am crying, and tears are just going to flood the cinema.
I know, it's beautiful.
So, yeah, they fight Delphi and capture her, and, you know, they're all being heroic, saying we can't kill her. She can go to Azkaban. And then the real Voldemort turns up across the road.
As if he didn't notice, you know. I feel like he would at least turn his head and be like, okay, something's going on in that church. I might just blow it up. Quietly.
So they stand there and Draco's like, you could change the course of history, Harry, and then they're like, nah, we won't. We'll let it be. We know we have to let it be. And they all stand together and witness Voldemort killing Harry's parents.
That's awful.
And then they travel back forward in time. Meanwhile, Hagrid turns up, and it's a really awkward scene where he looks at Lily and James's bodies and, like, apologizes to them and takes Harry. That's pretty much it.
See, I feel like no matter how bad the rest of the play is, watching them watch as Voldemort kills Harry's parents on stage would probably get me. I'd probably be in tears.
Yeah.
I'd just be looking at
like
I want them
to be able to do this well. I really hope it's done well, like on stage. Like they redeem it with their good acting and
People
portrayals.
tell me all the time that apparently it's so good on stage. And everywhere I seem to look, all the reviews for it have been like, oh, really? It's amazing. Oh, it's so great. So when it comes to Melbourne, I'm definitely going.
Yeah, we're definitely going down to Melbourne to see it. And yeah, and hopefully I'll be more impressed with the stage.
Yeah. And I guess reading a script, it is always a bit different, but continue on.
So, yeah, then they die, Hagrid goes by, which is cool. Yeah. That's pretty much it, sorry. So the final chapter is a bit of a thing between Scorpius and Albus, and they just have a cool chat, and Scorpius asks Rose out, and she agrees to go with him. Which, you know, kind of cute. Maybe they will end up together.
Do you know what would have made me happier?
What?
If Scorpius had been like, hey Rose, let's go out sometime, and she would have been like, oh, I'd love to, but your dad is now dating my mom, and that's too weird. Because Hermione forever, I will never give up the chance to slip that in anywhere. Never.
You will carry that torch to the grave.
To the fucking grave. Put it
Speaking of graves, Harry and Albus go for a nice walk together, and Harry just takes him to Cedric's grave. Oh, that's cool.
Nothing to make anybody feel so awkward as that.
Yeah. And, yeah, so it finishes with the weirdest line, which is Harry says, I think it's going to be a nice day, and Albus smiles and says, so do I. But essentially they reconcile, and Albus is all like, you know, I know you favour James because he's the better son, he's more like you. And Harry's like, no, James is like his mother. And then he's like, you're like me. You had a horrible childhood like me. And I'm just like, wait a minute, no he didn't. Albus was just a little emo shit.
I love how awkward they are, though. That's a Harry thing to be.
Oh yeah, that's Harry being awkward. But it's just like, Albus did not have a hard childhood.
That's true, he did not.
Like, wow, he was a Slytherin. Ooh, damn, wow. Like, deal with shit, kid.
Like, yeah, people looked at him funny, but it wasn't that hard.
No, and like he was all going on about how he was Harry Potter's kid and that's all he would ever be. But obviously James found his own identity because James was a happy, well-adjusted young man from what we saw.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think Albus was just a whiny shit.
Hashtag middle child problems.
Hashtag middle child problems.
That's what it is. Well,
But that was the cursed child.
wasn't that a literary journey?
It was, well, we're going to do a huge wrap-up episode, as everyone should know.
Yeah.
We've been, in our last episode, we reached out and told a few people that we would want them on our show, and we'll be sending them messages about that as well. By now, they would have received those messages asking. We will be seeking somebody who loves this play and wants to come on and defend it. Please do that.
I mean, I
because
hold no high hopes for that because I don't know anyone who's loved the play based off of its writing.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe somebody listening has gone and seen it and can tell us a bit about what that experience is like.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so next week we'll be having our wrap-up episode, which will include dramatic readings. If you want to rewrite a scene or suggest a scene for us to read dramatically, please send it through. We will read both rewritten and suggested scenes. Tonya, I believe Jess would like you to come on and read with us.
Oh, yeah.
So you will have a message by the time you're hearing this, and we're hoping you'll join us. Marissa's going to come on and talk about Dumbles.
Oh, cringe as
But yeah, so I don't want to say too much because it can all come out in the final wrap-up episode, but I really felt these last few chapters showed the potential. There was real potential for what could have
happened. Ow, I hiccuped. Yeah, no, I agree. And I'm holding back all my comments right now. Because there are some things I'd like to reflect on about what was said during some of your theories that I thought were much better and that could have been applied. So I feel like we're going to do a whole lot of talking about. We may as well entitle the next episode how we feel we could have written The Cursed Child better. We'll pitch it to JK.
Yeah. We just have some small edits, JK. We just think we can fix this for you.
Let me just inch in here and change this around.
Yeah. Let's just rewrite this bit, get rid of this character entirely, aka Delphi.
Bye forever.
Yeah. What was I about to say? I was about to say something. Oh yeah, there's still in our inbox the email I wrote at the very beginning, predicting what was going to happen. So we'll open that and we can see how good I was. With my predictions.
Low-key in the background, it sounds like there's something going on, and I want to say that you've got a chainsaw and you're trying to chop up the book now.
No, it is my friggin' automatic blind. I'm putting it up and down, trying to get it exactly right.
So that she can throw the book out the window, ladies and gents. You heard it here first.
Yeah, that's totally what I'm doing. But it's, really open now, and since I'm at the front of the house, I don't want it that open because I don't want people looking into my bedroom.
Yeah, I don't.
But yes, it's a chainsaw revving up.
Yeah,
okay.
Getting ready to go.
There we go. Okay, that's good enough. It's a bit more open than I'd like, but that's fine. I'm sure no one will walk up my driveway.
Oh, I hope not.
Yeah, that'll be creepy and weird. So, but yeah, I suppose I just want to say about these chapters, it showed the potential of the cursed child, and we could have gone somewhere amazing.
I agree.
Because the writing ability is there.
I feel like it has to be one of those things that really changes with having, people in front of you performing it.
Yeah. But anyways, I don't really have anything else to say until we do our wrap-up episode.
Oh, God. How about thank God it's over?
It is over. Child. The reading part's over.
Let's never read scripts again.
Yeah, no. Done with that. So done.
What do you... Well, no, that's more of a question for next week. But here's a question to reflect on. What do you think about when you know that J.K. Rowling has come out and said, this is canon?
I think she needs to go see her psychologist.
Oh, shit.
Because this is bad, JK. It is so bad. Like, you've approved a Mary Sue.
And worse than that, you threw away time turners because you knew they were a cheap gimmick. And now you've totally allowed them to be brought back. When time travel has to be involved, you know that there's no plot. You know that there's nothing they could have done.
Yeah, like...
They literally had to go backwards and meddle to create a plot.
Yes. Time travel should be kept to actual time travel stories.
Do you know what I would have preferred? I would have preferred a story about Harry as an aura and some kid who was cursed with, like, I don't know, just some curse. I would have enjoyed him more relating to that child.
That's actually what I thought the plot was going to be when it was first announced as a sequel to Harry Potter. I'm like, I bet he's, like, helping a child who's been cursed somehow, like some result of what happened with Voldemort, but no Voldemort there, like, you know, a child who was cursed.
I thought there was going to be more relation of experiences and stuff, but no.
Yeah.
This is what they came out with.
This is what they gave us. You know, and all we really wanted was a Marauders movie. We're not asking for much.
But is that what we wanted?
That is totally what we want.
I would like to see Harry Potter on the Very Difficult Tax Return, quite frankly.
Oh, that would make such a good topic for an episode.
I know. I can't remember where I read that, but it was
anyways.
Alright.
Everybody should tune in next week for our wrap-up. I'm quite looking forward to it. But yeah.
I want to revisit the Cedric and Cho Chang love child theory. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it too.
Oh, that's going to be great.
That's my favourite.
Alright, if anyone wants to find us, our social media links are all in the episode description. You can send us an email at witchweeklypodcast@gmail.com. We love receiving mail, and I mostly seem to receive spam. So some nice mail would be really nice. Oh. And you can talk to me about the cursed child now.
And everyone just kind of groans and slinks away.
Yeah.
Anything to avoid it.
Yeah. If anyone wants to just give us their opinion on Cursed Child, send us an email and we'll read it out next week.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. But I think that's it, unless there's anything else you need to say, Jess?
No, I'm just frowning into the sun.
Okay. See you all next time, people.
Bye, nerds.